Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Stu and we are back in the city of Applegate, continuing on with our Let's Play series. It's been a few days since I've last been in having a little look at this city, and yeah, it's still a beautiful thing. So let's crack on. Now, we were talking about last time building out the university campus area down over here, and I've taken the liberty of doing a little bit of road building, just to kind of get just some of the boring stuff done. Doesn't always need to be done on camera, this particular stuff, but we'll definitely do the building itself for you guys to have a little look through. And yeah, that's basically been the only little bit of building. I think I put a little bit of additional zoning in here as well, just beef this out a little bit, a few extra office buildings, a little bit more residential, generally making it look as pretty as I can. Still waiting for these buildings to level up sufficiently. They're doing pretty well so far. Still looking very, very nice indeed. So yes, today we wanted to hit the campus, as I was saying before, and depending on time, might start out a little farming industry area over here, and then I know I said I was going to have a look at public transport as well, so we can possibly look at that if time allows. So I mean, let's crack on and see what we can do. So let's talk about this campus area. Campus area works very, very similarly to parks and the like. You can come into campus here, make sure you're in the right section, and you get an area painting tool. So similar to everything else, you can just set your zone. Let's just kind of fill out this little zone here, I guess, for now. That'll be good. That'll irritate the hell out of me. Just tidy that up a little bit. Oh, my life, this is worse by the second. Right, zoom in a bit, just take it easy, come on Stu, do it nice. There we go, take your time, all the time in the world. There we go. That'll do very, very nicely. Oh no, won't look at that as well. Okay, good boy. Ah, well, that feels a little bit nicer. I might tidy that up later. So, we've set our campus area, and at the moment we only have one choice. You can sort of see, well, blacked out there, you've got a couple of other options, but to begin with, we've only got the trade school campus area to look at. And the first thing you have to do is lay down one of these administration buildings. These are very large buildings, look at the size of that, but hopefully that will fit nice and central in here. Perfect. There that is, what do you think? Quite a nice looking asset, that. Look at that, beautiful. So that is your main administration building for the university, and then once you've placed that down, it unlocks a whole bunch of other things for you to put in. Well, I say a whole bunch, 4 in this precise instance, and then as the university progresses and levels up, you unlock more and more buildings to plop down and make it look nice and pretty. And we've actually even got these sort of bigger trade buildings. This is the trade school, and we get a police academy, and we get some other sort of similarly themed bits and pieces. And these buildings over here are huge. Look at the size of that. So yeah, I have to bear some thoughts about where we want to put that down. But in the meantime, we need to make sure our students have somewhere to come and stay. So we've got to put some dormitories down. Now, obviously these all spawn to the roadside, as you would expect normally, but the nice thing that the campus does, which is what sort of sets it aside from anything else, is it will let you place buildings along pathways rather than just against roads. So I'm going to have a think about laying down some paths and yeah, sort of getting a nice walkable area for them to exist. Now, what I'm thinking, let me just have a little think of this. Yeah, I mean, I'm just sort of trying to tell the story. You see people coming in from over here potentially. I mean, this whole zone could end up being a bit of mixed commercial and residential. But then I'm figuring people are going to come in and I don't know, all the dormitories, I feel like they should be sort of down in this zone here, and then the university could sort of sprawl out towards the back. I mean, maybe even on this side if capacity demands it. They all fit a certain amount of students in, so we have a look in there. There we go, down at the bottom there in yellow. The student capacity of this dormitory is 300 people. So yeah, let's have a little think. So I want to just sort of maybe plop in a few paths. How big are these things again? Oh, quite large. So what's that? Sort of 6 or so squares. 6. So let's yeah, I'm just going to sort of try a few little bits and pieces, see what we can come up with, see what we like. I'm going to keep this relatively straight for now, I think. Just for ease, and also I kind of think it should look quite nice if we get it just right. If that's a big if for me, but you never know. Let's just sort of come down here, maybe get back up to the university proper. Oh yeah, look across there like that. Maybe a little one into the roundabout there, so people can come in, a little walk. Let's see how that works. Well, that's about right, maybe this side. See, I'm already kind of, I'm a little bit out there, so I might move that path. Let's put one there. Oh, maybe this whole section down here could be quite good. Let's try this. And one there. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's a decent enough start. Let's just refashion this pathway here. Too much of a gap there. Oh, hello, lost my paths. There they are. Come down there. One more. So we can get down the edge, and then you can come in there. Beautiful. And then, oh, can I even fit on this side? That would be quite nice if I can. Oh, we certainly can. Look at that. There. Let's push up against this pathway. Delicate precision engineering. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's space for what, 900 people. That's a decent place to start. So that's lovely. Right, let's just put a few more paths in here, and then we get through to some of the other buildings. So next we'll connect up there. Similarly along there. Why not? Oh, that's annoying. That's lost that little bit in there, isn't it? Fine. We'll get over it. We'll get over it. Maybe put in a few other connections somewhere else. Okay, so what other buildings do we have? So we have the study hall, which again is another decently sized building. This is why I was saying before that we really need to make sure you've got a decent area to build your campus in. So let's have a little think about this some more. Okay, and what I want to do, I want to try and make sure that there's a little bit of symmetry over here. So let's just do a quick little measurement check, because these are the things that make me happy. So that's 380 off of the side there. So we'll come down here, 420, no, 380, perfect. And then, where was that one? Is that literally just 100? 140 according to that, okay. So again, let's just come in here. Come on, so fast, wait a minute. 140, just to get the measurements. And that. Looking lovely. I'll bring you down there as well. Perfect, thank you very much. We'll just come up there just so I know where that one is, and then we'll come down to the end. That doesn't seem right at all. That's because it isn't. Well done, shoot. 1, 2, 3, 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, there. That. There we go, that's what we needed. Beautiful. Just follow that round as well. Looking nice, right. Lovely, like the look of that. And then, so where should we put our study hall? Can we fit one over here? Oh, hello, made to measure. Right, that's lovely. Then come over there to. Did I just? put a dormitory in there rather than study hall. I certainly did. Go away. Jeez. Okay, right. That's more like it. So study hall looks better that way around, I think. So what I'm going to do is put a little pathway out from the back of here. This is all very freestyle, so I apologise. I may a lot of me just talking to myself as I work this out, and apologies. But you know, sometimes you've got to just work it out in your head and decide what you want to do, haven't you? So I think that needs to be in there like that. Let's have a little look. Ah, somewhere they can come and study. Beautiful. What else do we have? Well, we have some groundskeeping, always important. Keep this away from the main lot. Maybe he can live down here. Creepy groundskeeper. Beautiful. Kids never go down there, they don't like him. And then we've got the book club. Well, book club can maybe exist over here. Go on, fit in that gap. Perfect. There's your book club. Right, well, that's enough to get going on with. We'll sort of slowly beautify this area as things move on. But straight out of the bat, we've got a university, administration building, a few dormitories for our students to come and stay in, and a study hall. Now there was another big old building towards the end as well. Oh god, money's low. Oh, some paused. Oh jeez, alright, some paused. Get things moving. That's better. Start earning some money. Like the police academy. I mean, like, you know, we can start putting the really big buildings maybe over here. You know, just start building that out. Ah, right. Obviously, they're going to need power and water, aren't they? So, sorry, literally just unpaused it. We're going to pause it again, just to pop those in. Oh, I've already done some of the groundwork. That's beautiful. And here, you can see I've slightly changed my piping technique. Just filling up the area nicely. Just because it was getting a little tricky over here, I just wanted to make sure I had the coverage, so we'll keep that kind of vibe going on. Let's go to there. Particularly as well when you start getting into these campus areas, there's no obvious road, so to break with your own rule set, Stu. It's alright, we'll be fine, we'll be fine. So now they're watered. I need to run a bit of power across to them as well. Maybe I'll just bring it down this road for now. Yeah, that'll do. Let's just pop it across the road. Down there, can I come over there? Yes, I can. Oh, that's annoying that it doesn't quite switch, but never mind. We have to come here anyway. Let's go there. Oh, we're out of money. Alright, some pause. A little bit of money for you. Does that hook everything up? Oh, is that close enough? Oh, I wouldn't have expected that to work, but it seems to have done. No one's whinging. Fine, so we've started off a campus area. As I say, this is a bit of a slow burn. You have to meet certain criteria to level up. Let's just see if I can show you some of that now. I'll just have a little check on here. Here we go. So at the moment we have a reputational level of unrecognised, and we have to meet these certain sort of milestones here in the middle. So we have attractiveness, number of students, and the number of academic works. So we need 2 of those, 500 students and attractiveness of 200 to progress to the next reputation level. And obviously we've already hit the attractiveness, I mean obviously, and obviously then we've got the other 2 which we need to look at. But as I say, I mean early days, we don't need to worry too much. Let's get the number of students in there first. We're already 73 in, so let's hope that we entice a few more. That's another reason to look at public transport actually, to make sure, because I mean we're well out of the way here, so we need to make sure there's lots of easy ways for our citizens to come and check out the, what did it get called? The Elizabeth Career Institute. Well, we can clearly think of a better name than that, but not for now. So there were also a couple of little housekeeping bits I wanted to carry on with from the end of last episode. We've now got a completely emptied landfill site here, which we are going to just completely get rid of. So let's just demolish that. Press the right button, Stu, there we go, that's gone. And I'm thinking I might just move the incineration plants into the gap that's left. So let's do that. You guys can come in there, and you can come in here. Now, oh, can I fit another couple of those in? He says out loud. Well, I could if I had the money. I don't at the moment. Okay, well, when I've built up a few more cashola, then we will come back and have a look at that. And then, whilst I'm in this kind of mode, what's our power and electricity? Power and water, I was going to say. The electricity is we're starting to run low. I need to think about another power plant as well soon. I'm sure we have some options we can use. I'm also in two minds. I'm thinking about moving this industry area anyway. Elsewhere, I can just see some more, having this maybe like just more office themed stuff through here, or maybe even getting like one of the high-rise IT clusters in. I was thinking about this poor hilltop district whenever I eventually get around to it. You know, they don't necessarily want to have a view down over the dirt and grime of the industry. We'll get to that when we get to it. I mean, one thing at a time, Stu. Come on now. Let's not go too crazy. So that's up and running. That's good. What else were we going to take care of? Transport, and also industry over here, and also some power, or just building up some cash as well. What other power options do we have? Let's have a little look here. So we've got the coal we've been using. We have an oil power plant. That's power output 40. That's 120. Oh, that's a decent one. We have the geothermal as well. That's 80. So actually, oils are dirty, but not bad. Oh, we've got the solar one as well. These buildings are awesome. They look amazing. Look at that. But you've got to find the right location for them. I'm not sure if here is necessarily where I want them to be. What do I think about that? I might have to go with a slightly dirty oil plant in the meantime, just to keep things ticking along. I mean, it'll just fit in there where I just lost. Will it even go in there? No, of course it won't. That would be too obvious. Could even replace one of these, couldn't I? Rather than add to there. It's a lot more. Yeah, let's do it. Sorry, I know you're my first power plant, but you have now been replaced by that one. That's beautiful. Off. Sorry, environment, but you know, our needs come first here in Applegate. Right, superb. That's in, so that should take care of the pending electricity drama. Yes, fantastic. That's done that. Okay, we'll slowly let it build up some more money. Is anybody coming down to our university yet? Can we see? Oh, there's a few people wandering around. Oh, that looks great. Can we lose those? That's better. I don't really want to have logs in the way of our path. Super, lovely. What's happened here with this roundabout? Oh look, I've used two-way roads. Now I don't know where you're from, but certainly where I'm from, that is not how a roundabout works. What the hell are all those traffic lights there for? Right, let's fix that up. And then let's also make sure that they're all going the right way. No, that's also not how a roundabout works. That way, thank you very much. That's more like it, it's beautiful. Lovely, right, okay, now let's start to have a look at this industrial zone at the back, I think. Whilst the lead is small, I can get some of the roads down potentially. Have a little look at that. Yeah, let's have a go. So, a couple of things to bear in mind for industry. You need to make sure it's well connected, because it's going to generate a lot of traffic. These things can be real game breakers if you sort of get the design slightly wrong. So let's have a little think about this. Now, what I'm considering, he says, on the fly, we've got this, obviously this connection we put in here, and I'm wondering if I can come up over the top here just to give it a dedicated way in so it doesn't have to come all through here. I mean, that's not too bad, to be fair. maybe we'll just see what we get away with for now. And actually, yeah, let's start this off. So we're going to come out here, right next to the campus. We have the industries option on the menu, and we have an industry area painting tool. This is obviously very similar to what we were just doing. So you're going to paint the area you want to have your industry in. Comes that. I'll do it for now. I mean, I might as well just paint out the ends of the map because I'm not planning on doing anything else over here. Okay, now you have some of the buildings you require need to be in the resource zone. So we can have a look at that here. I believe it is this one. There we go, so you can see where we've got our farming resources just here. So you'll need to make sure that your production buildings, like your fields and crop farms and bits and pieces like that, are all in there for maximum effect. And then you have your processing buildings, which do things with said resource, and those don't have to be, so they can potentially be over here. So that's kind of the rough idea that I have. So let's crack on with this. So we've got our area put in, and then similar to the campus stuff. Oh, hello. Let's actually get a proper road, shall we? Don't mind, you can be a bit wonky. Yep, lovely. Similarly to, yes, you have your main building, which you have to lay down. So I'm intending this to be farm. So your farm building goes in, and then that's just so they know what kind of area we're talking about here. Now, so I want to have it around here-ish. I mean, we can have maybe along this side. Doesn't do much other than just specify the type of area that you have. So there we go. There's our little farm area sorted out there, looking nice. And this building will level up depending on how well your farm does as well, so you can kind of get a good idea of how you're progressing. Lovely, so there's that guy, living his best life. Now, what am I thinking here? The same concept exists as for the campus, so you start off with a few different items you can lay down, and as the farm levels up through the star system they have, you can put more things down. So you've got fields we can put in. Actually, know what I wanted to do. Let's make this a bit more farmy. I'm gonna just actually, I know I just laid that road down. I'm going to delete it almost straight away. I want to put in some of the sort of dirt roads. Just try and theme this a little bit. So our farm is there. A few things going on in the background. What I want to do, let's just say, right, tell you what, right there. Come out, get some decent farming going on. Come out of there, move straight into there. No. You can be as wonky as you like, I don't mind. Just initially, let's just start around there. We'll just try to sort of build it out slowly but surely, and I tend to find it helps it look a bit more natural. So let's get our farming. We're going to have a couple of these in as close to that road as I can fit them. So let's just leave a little gap. So we're going to go 1, 2. Oh, come on. You put one in the gap there. Yes. We've got our first. Well, these are fields officially, small crop fields. Now what we've got here is a bunch of greenhouses. Not really the aesthetic choice I was going for, but that's okay, because with the inspector tool you can come in and you can change the appearance. So you've got greenhouse, which is the one it's spawned in with, but you can go with corn. Actually, we'll change one so we can show you what they look like. Let's have a look at that one. We'll make this one cotton. This one can be potatoes, and the other option we had was wheat. Now these make no difference to what they're producing. This is purely a visual thing, but you know, you can sort of help to sort of maybe create a little patchwork effect should you decide that's the way you want to go. But so there they are, that's what they look like. They'll need watering, but I kind of like this idea of having a few of these fields out on this side of town. So let's go down that one as well. That'll just go in there perfectly. Yeah, let's do that. close that one for now. And then I'll do another 4 on this side, I think, if money allows. It certainly will do. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it always sticks to the last one you put in. So that's okay. Let's just change a few of these up visually. So we've got wheat there, and potatoes on this side. Then we'll have, is it corn? Lovely, and cotton. There you go. There's a nice little look about it. So now they start producing crops, and they'll be sending them off to wherever they need to go. As you can see here, they're actually taking them down to some of the production buildings down here, which is interesting enough. Now we need to give them a little bit of water. So let's do that. Boom, just for you. And the farm industry has started. Lovely. Now, I didn't actually pay attention to it just now, but let's have a little look. Come on, Stu, what were you thinking? Right, I was looking at that the green arrow there. That shows you where the vehicles are going to spawn from. And I know for a fact, the ones on that side or on this, so I want to sort of separate out where those trucks come from. So I'm actually going to turn all these ones here round, so that they spawn trucks on the opposite road. Again, it's little things like that that can help mediate any potential traffic situations that you can potentially create for yourself. So definitely worth bearing in mind. So there we go, so they're going to start busy cropping away, and the other thing you'll start to have the need for other buildings. Just to show you what else we get, we've got fruit fields. Just pop a couple of these down to show you. Like that, so you can get a little more orchard kind of vibe. You've got some nice little variations here as well, just oranges, apples, again a greenhouse. And again, there's definitely a time and place for those buildings. It's just not the vibe that I'm going for here. I mean, we might put some in later, who knows. And pears as well, look at that. Lovely, but I'm going for more farmland at the moment, so I'm not going to worry about that. And as I said before, they all create the same thing, which is just crops. Now, next up, what else have we got here? We've got some animal pastures. We might get a few of these in a moment. Similar concept, these produce meat products or animal products, and you can switch between whether you've got cows and pigs and all that good stuff, so definitely worth having a little look in there. Now what else have we got down here? This is what I wanted to have a look at, the grain silos. Now these are storage solutions for the product you are making. And what that means is, if they've got nowhere to take it, they will go and drop it off in one of these storage buildings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this road down there a little bit further. I think, let's just have a little look. I want to create somewhere for them to go and take these things off. I'm trying to keep it away from the main lot, so let's just sort of go over here a little bit maybe. And let's just have a little think about this. Don't want it too close to junctions because that's going to snarl things up as well. So let's just shove some over here for now. We can always move them. We can always move them. So I'll just show you what they look like. Here we go. Plug a couple of these in. There you go. A couple of grain silos. And these storage buildings, they have a storage mode. Balanced. Fill or empty. Now the way these work is it sort of dictates how this storage building will work. Balanced, it will try to maintain a 50% level of being filled. There you go, look, there are people trying to come in already to, just to give you an idea, look, immediately we're going to just pop these down and look at the traffic this is creating. This is an absolute, well, it's not a nightmare right now, but it can become quite a nightmare quite quickly. So it's in balance mode at the moment, so when it gets to about 50%, it's on fire apparently. See, it's overuse. Overuse set itself on fire. Get out of the way, guys. Firemen coming through. Come on, come on. Got stuff to do. That's it. You'll just spawn through that guy. Right. Amazing. And anyway, as well, what was I saying? But storage mode. Fill will basically try and fill it as much as possible. It will leave it import off map if you don't have it. So if there's ever a resource type which you don't have access to, you can just literally zone the area, put a couple of the storage items in, and then set it to fill, and they will bring that item in from off map to fill up. I've done a few oil industries in the past where you have no raw materials, but you can just a couple of storages in, get it filled, and you can set up an entire industry based on import only. And then empty will basically, it will try and empty it, and it will export anything that's in there. It'll either just take it off map and sell it, or take it to as many people as required. We'll leave them on balance for now. But as you can see, now they're all trying to get to 50%, so it's just going to create a bit of traffic whilst they get there. Lovely. Was there any other farm buildings we can think about putting in? Not right now. Not right now. So that's fine. Let's just crack on from there. So we've started off a nice little farming zone. And all the problems that's going to create therein. And what I might even do... See, look at this here. This is carnage. This is carnage. So how am I going to fix this? We need to make this a little better. Let's do this. He says, freestyling off the top of his head. Put another little straight road, carry that one down to about there. And then I'm going to a little bit of freeform. Let's see over there. So that looks god awful. No, I can't do that. Let's come that way. Freeforming a little bit of curve that way. That's what I wanted. Autosave. Don't get in the way. That's a bit more like that's more what I was after. The reason I've done this is I want to put sort of force a little bit of a one-way system in around here. So I'm going to go one way. I know it doesn't look great, but we can have a think about that in a second. Let me just change the direction of that. Come in there, and then come in, drop the things off, and then maybe take them out the back here, and then you can leave. Yeah, that might be better. That might be better. So let's try this. This one, I'm going to upgrade this to be one way, but one way out to that go the right way. It certainly did. So now, by setting that to one way out, they actually have no choice but to come in the back here. And use that. Oh, or they can come around that way as well. That's not really what I wanted to do. So let's just upgrade that one out as well. They've been like, oh, what the hell have you done? There we go. Right, let's see how that affects what these people are trying to do. So those guys, they were trying to get around the back, so they're going to have to go all the way around here. All the way around the roundabout, hopefully around the back. Oh, logging the road. Oh, it's kind of natural looking. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Right, okay. So here they go. Here they come. Perfect. They're either going straight down there or coming in here. Lovely. Look at that. As if by design. And that should, at least initially, ease some of this out. That's why I was going to take that off down there. I don't mind that. That's fine. Where else are they going to take that? They're just all leaving that one. beautiful. That'll work for now. That'll work for now. We can think of some other options. Those guys, oh, they're just going down there to turn around. That's interesting. I'll think about maybe giving them a little option to do a little viewing somewhere else. Do you know what? They'll be okay for now. They'll be alright for now. Okay, so we've started off a little industrial area. I'll show you some of the metrics of this as well whilst we're here. Similar to the university, we've got various star levels. We're currently on level 1, we're getting pretty close to level 2. Looking up in the little top right section there, you can see to get to the next level we need to have produced 5,000 units. We're already at 6.5, approaching 7. The main thing we need to do to get up to level is the number of workers. So we're going to want to put a few more buildings in to get the number of people over here. I'm saying that actually, we've still got 100 odd jobs available, so we've got enough. We've just got to wait for people to want to come over here. So again, that's what we've got here, the academic year report. This is for the university. So this is the first report telling us about how our first year of university life has taken us. So we have, where are we? Reputation level was unrecognised previous year. Oh, so we've not moved up at all, which kind of makes sense. We have 0 academic works. We've taken on a few new students, and the campus attractiveness has gone up since we started. Lovely. Let's just have a little look over there. Here we go. What were those key stats we were looking at? Let's just inspect the main building. There we go. So we're approaching the student level, that's good. We need to give ourselves some academic works. So we can make this a couple of ways around here. We can add some academic staff whilst we're hiring them. There's a bonus chance to the academic work actually being created. And as you can see, you can pump this up to quite a lot to kind of give yourself a much better chance. So now we've got a, if you look at the top, sorry, I'm slightly over the place here. There's a base chance of 30% chance of a academic work coming. With this extra staff, I can take that up to 80. So that's decent. And we'll give them a grant as well. We've got the money. Artisanry, yeah, why not? We'll give them that. Funding, extra staff. Perfect. So let's see how they get on in there next year. Lovely job. Now we're making a good amount of money. These guys are struggling for work. We need to get some more population in. That's what we need to do. So we need to get some more residential stuff going. Where can we build out next? I guess we can start filling in this zone over here, can we? If we fill that out, and then think about public transport, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Wouldn't be a bad idea at all. Okay. So we've started off pretty strongly here, I think. Part of me wants to create a few more fields in this gap because, well, why wouldn't you really? Let's do that. As long as I keep that initial portion of the road one way, then we should be fine. So let's do this. I just want to fill this little zone out. Oh no, not with that tool, I don't know. That's better. See, let's not worry about that, let's just go there. And similarly, we'll do another one like that. Beautiful, and we will also upgrade that road just to keep the aesthetics. Yeah, okay, that looks nice. And then maybe we can get some of the, can't shoot, brain. Some of the fruit stuff going. Yeah. Let's attach that to. Doesn't really matter. Let's go there. 1, 2, 3. 4 in there, back there. No, of course not. That'd be too obvious. Oh, we've hit a population milestone. Small city. 11,000 people. What have we unlocked? What have we unlocked? We've got some level 6 unique buildings. Some trains, some monorails, some cable cars, new policies, new types of road to accommodate the monorails. We've got some new buildings, train stations, oh wow, look at all this stuff. Fantastic, that's some good public transport options. And for the campus we've got a basketball arena, fantastic. Some more transport, hydropower plant, yoga garden, wow. Well, that's a decent unlock. If anything else is giving you a message which is like, you might want to start thinking about the public transport. I think it might have been that one. Just water these guys. Get over the ending there, fantastic. Right. Well, that looks pretty rubbish, doesn't it? Let's be honest, it's you. Right, come on, we can move these around, we can make this look better. Move it down. Move you down a little bit. Move you down a little bit. And then I want to... I don't know what I want to do really. Oh, isn't that horrible? That's not that bad, I guess. Let's do this. I know, I just want to go to there. No, you're fine, you're fine. There we go, so that will force them to take away that, they don't need to stop there. So take that one out. So we can make that a bit more uniform. It's because I put that curve in there. Right, pause. Let's just revise this situation a bit more. You can come down there, you can go in there, you can go... Oh, basically anywhere you like, I don't really care from this point onwards. You can have a bit of an angle if you want. Let's make it a bit curvy. Freeform curve. Whoa, no, that's not right. Oh my life. What have I done? Oh, went a bit mad there for a second. Right. Let's just put that in there. Keep the curve, but just keep it there. You can go away. Just be one way, but in the other direction. There we go. Right, now I can put these in the manner I intended to in the first place. There we go, one there. One there. Oh, one there. Put one more on the end. There we go. It's a little bit wonky, but do you know what? That's farmland for you, isn't it? It's never perfect. It's never perfect. So let's just maybe add a little bit of variety in here. We've got pears, we've got oranges. I prefer the look of the oranges actually. Maybe a couple of greenhouses close to the end. No, not all greenhouses. They do look quite nice though. In retrospect, I do quite like those. Anyway, we can add to that later. So that should help us with our workers. We need to actually get some more people into this city. But we'll do that in another episode. I think we've had a lot of fun today. Certainly enough to take care of. Started off our campus. Started up our industry. A couple of the fundamentals around that. It's got a slightly funky looking area here. But this will improve. Just wanted to lay the basics down to get it starting to function. And we'll do some good stuff with that later. And I think the next episode is going to have to be a transportation special. We'll get that all in there because we need to get some people down here to the university. I don't think the numbers are looking particularly great just yet. Well, not awful. 300, but we need 500. We've got space for 900, so you know we've clearly got enough citizens to fill that up. But yeah, we'll start thinking about some travel options. Start fleshing these zones out a little bit better. Generally keep the city of Applegate pumping on. Alright, listen, thanks very much for joining me today. I've been Stu, this has been City Skylines, and yeah, take care of yourselves.